Hey guys, this is Earl Dixon. What's up, crowdfunding? And tonight we're doing like a State of the Union address, state of the What's Up crowdfunding address. Kind of like giving you guys an update on what's going on with What's Up crowdfunding. You know, we basically yesterday we had an opportunity to get the links, and when we did, many people, I say many people, had an opportunity to log in and get set up. I think corporate wide, company wide, I think it was about 3,000 people company wide that was able to get into the system in less than 24 hours, which was tremendous because without having prior access to the back office, knowing exactly how to navigate through it, and knowing what to do, I think that was real well. Now, I personally gave a tutorial to anybody that got on my call yesterday afternoon to show you how to navigate through the back office, set your information up, what to expect, some of the things to look for, and that's the way things should be done. I don't care what type of program you're rolling out. That's the way it should be done. I think that it saved me a lot of time by bringing you guys on and going through that back office, going through some of the stages of enrollment, what to do, what not to do. We still have that video, by the way. Now, whenever you click on the button that says, click here to be placed in the matrix, that button, once you did it, it was bringing up an error, okay? And when that error came up, let's see, administrator, I think that's Mr. Barrett. Is that you, Mr. Barrett?
Right.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right.
I'm out the house though.
Okay, good. So when you click on that button that says click here to get placed in the matrix, it brought back an error. And this not, let me tell y'all something. This is not my first rodeo. And say, what you mean, Earl? I was in a program. First of the year, where when you clicked on you put your what do you call it? You put your Bitcoin wallet address in. You would put your Bitcoin wallet address in, it would give up a error. It would say something like address already added. Okay, and then you wouldn't actually know if that address was added or not, but we found out later on that address was added. So, but everybody went through that software because that bug was not fixed. We had to get accustomed to that error being there in order to move forward. So when you're doing beta testing, and at the life cycle of any program being rolled out, there should be a testing phase, a formal testing phase. This particular rollout right here, as far as how it was organized, as far as getting people in, we got a chance to see some things we thought maybe that it would go well for everybody, but I don't know how it's going to end up being, but we did test. We tested over that baby yesterday, at least 3,000 times yesterday. So I hope people stay positive about that. Know that to be in a position to be within the first 3,000 of the opportunity to be in the driver's seat of the first 3,000 of a company that's gonna have over 1 million participants, several million participants, is truly a great seat to have in this business. And I hope that the leaders, and that's what they were looking for. They were looking for leaders. They're looking for people who can motivate the troops. They're looking for people who can inspire, the ones that can come in after us, the ones who can keep them together, the ones who can guide them, direct them, and keep them glued together as we go through this phase. America was not built. Some people say, use an analogy, Rome was not built overnight. Even when they're building a house down the street for me, and I'm not going to take long. They're building a house down the street for me, and I notice how they come out and they clean up the lot. After they clean up the lot, the surveyors come out and they plot the points, and after they plot the points, they dig the footing So you got some gentlemen that'll come out, and the only thing they do is to plot the points for the footing. And you look up the next day, you got these gentlemen that'll come out and they'll dig the footing, they'll lay the concrete for the foundation to be poured on it. And then after they lay the footing, here comes the foundation guys. They lay the foundation. And after the foundation is laid properly, here come our framers. And after the framers once the framers get there, okay, and they put up the frame, and then here come the siding guys. And after they put the siding on the house, they put the roof, and then the roofer guys come to put the roof on, they put the windows in, and your exterior is done. But guys, the game is not over yet. Once you get the roof on and you get the siding on, you get the windows in, and it looked pretty decent on the outside, but it's a whole lot of work got to be done on the inside. Would y'all agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we got a chance to kind of like put the roof on, and right. I know tomorrow. Look, the worst case scenario, they back everybody out the system, clear it out. Worst case, but what's worse about it? I think that we are leaders. I believe we got some experienced troopers here now that can build that house. I think we can go back and everybody know who they connected to. You know who you connected to, Cheryl? Awesome. What about you, Leon?
Yeah, absolutely. I was hoping that they give people the option to make changes on their matrix.
Yeah. And Cheryl, I lost your sound. Yeah. I wish, since I'm not the person programming this beast, this puppy, I don't know how the programmers, let me give you an example. Depending upon the programmer's ability to change the data inside the back office, depending upon how the Cheryl, 2-1, can't hear. Sure, 2, can't hear. Okay, you can't hear me, Cheryl? What about you, Leon?
I can hear you.
Okay. What about you, Ken? Ken Barrett, can you hear me? I think Ken is gone. Cheryl, try it again because Leon said he can hear me. Let me pull it up on my phone too.
I can hear you, Earl.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mike. Hey, Cheryl, try to go back out and come back in and see if we can get your sound right because everybody else on the panel can hear me. Mary, you still with me? Where's Mary at? See where she is. Mary, okay, she's here, but she ain't saying anything. All right, Cheryl has gone back out. I guess she's gonna come back in.
I think Marion, she does that thing overnight.
Huh?
I think she's in the nursing.
Oh, yeah, she called me. She hit me up and said she would be on, so she may not be able to talk then.
Yeah.
Participants 4. All right, so I'll try to give her a chance to get back on. Okay. Can you hear me now, Cheryl? All right, now turn your mic is off. Turn it back on. Let me unmute you. Okay. Okay, you unmuted. Oh, listen, no, I could. Yeah, can you hear me? I can. You unmuted, but I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Okay, but can you hear me, Cheryl? I don't know what's going on. And Leon, you can hear me good.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Cheryl's system. Let me
5 by 5, loud and clear. You're swinging my meters and blowing my doors off.
All right, hold on just a minute then. Let me do this right here. Stop screen share. Screen share.
I got knocked out a couple of times, Earl, but I'm back in.
Oh yeah, I hear you good too. Hey, can you see my screen, Leon?
Good.
Can you see my screen?
I can see it. 5 by 5.
All right. All right. All right. So anyway, guys, so what we're gonna do, I would love to be able to hear Cheryl because I like interaction. Okay, so the only problem that okay, so let's see, Leon, did you on the panel? You can hear me. What other problems did you experience that you think that need to be taken care of, other than duplicates? Is there anything else you can identify?
None. Only problem is, like they said, we're just placing people right now, but maybe later on they'll give us the option to, delete and replace some people, or delete duplicates, or so forth.
Okay, the remove. Okay, the remove. Okay, Mike, you can Mike also give me some feedback. Need to be removed. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I think I got duplicates need to be removed. What else? What else did you see that
So we need to make sure that the Bitcoin address that we can update our profile right away. Make sure that we can see our personal enrollees, which we can't right now. We've got some test people in there now that we're looking at. So we got to make sure that our personal enrollees are in there. We got to make sure that we can see their usernames also. There's no possible way that we can see their username in there. We can only see their email and so so but basically it's just a full functional back office. What scares some people, I had a few people talk to me about having a Bitcoin address in there when they did some testing early on. So the testers or the programmers left their Bitcoin address in there.
Yeah.
And it's just about in everyone's in there, and you can't delete it out, you can't edit it or anything. So I think we need to take care of that right away, because it just scares people that they're thinking that their money that they make is going to go to someone else. So
right.
We just want to make sure that's secure.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing is the matrix is working great. It's top to bottom, left to right. It's filling in the proper way. The only thing it's really doing is putting in duplicates when they click on the link more than once. Once they get that error off, to be honest with you, I don't know if you could talk to them. Right now, we're putting in members with unpaid members in. We really don't need that link after we hit submit. We don't need that link that says put me in the matrix. When they hit submit, after they put their information in, they should be placed in the matrix automatically. It should be what they call dummy proof, and as soon as they hit submit, it shouldn't allow them to go back. It should say, and it should give a message back. And sorry I'm talking so fast, but when they hit the submit button, it should give them a message and say, you've been placed in the matrix. That way they know, because right now when they hit submit and the link, it doesn't tell them, there's no way of telling them if they're in the matrix. And then it should pop up a menu as soon as they hit submit. You've been placed in the matrix. A login button, so they just created their username and login and password. It should give them a login, and they should be able to log in right then and there from that pop-up, right when they hit submit. And that way they can go into the back office and they can see themselves in the back office. That way they know they're in the system.
Okay.
Right away.
So you're saying once a person's data is entered in the system, entered in the system, once a day, the login button should appear after they hit the submit button.
Yeah, when they hit the submit button, they should have a pop-up that says you have been placed in the matrix.
Okay. System.
That's good.
System. A message.
Yeah.
A message should appear. I'll go back and make my corrections later on before I submit it. A message should appear saying you have been placed in the matrix.
Maybe put welcome in front of that.
Okay, good. This good.
Yeah.
Hey, great. This, you know what? As a computer engineer and programmer for years, my job was to make sure that a website was as user friendly as possible. Okay, so that's a good suggestion that you make there. You want people to be able to navigate without having to hold their hand. You want the system to actually work for you. Okay, you really want the system to work for you. Okay. All right. So you're welcome. You have been placed in the matrix.
Yep.
Click here to log in.
Yeah. Click here to log in. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Once a person is entered into the system, a message should appear saying, "Welcome. You have been placed in the matrix."
Yep.
Okay. You have been placed in the matrix. Click here to log in. Okay. Good.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about you guys, but were you able? I tried to enter someone in. Where you have your genealogy and you see everyone, and it says you can place this person here, and you click on that. That didn't work either.
That didn't work at all. Okay, so that's back office internal placement need to work.
Yeah.
Back office internal position placement should work.
Yeah.
Back office. To work. Okay.
And I'll tell you one of the biggest things that they need to fix right away.
Uh-huh.
I know they probably don't have the staff right now, but the support ticket.
Yep.
They need to get someone in support and be able to create tickets right away. Because when duplicates were happening last night,
yeah,
when it came back on the third time, it worked the first two times it came on.
Yeah.
But the third time it came back on, that's when that error started happening. Because I was placing people all night long.
Right.
And I knew right on the last time that I could have put a ticket in, and maybe even a chat. I don't know if they can have a chat within the back office where someone. I know that's later.
Yeah.
Or in the beginning part, but maybe later have a 24-hour chat where if something needs to be fixed right away, we could go into the chat room and chat with them and say, hey, can you fix this right away? I also, by the way, this is weird. I could see everyone's genealogy. I can click on their name and I can see everyone underneath everyone else, except for one person. There's a person in my downline where I click on their name and nothing comes up. It's blank.
Wow.
And then when they have three people underneath them, but now if I click on the guy above him, I can see his downline because you can see 2 levels down. So if I click on the guy above him, I can see his first 2 rows. But if I click on his name, I can't see anyone below him. So he does have a lot of people underneath him, but his genealogy will not show up just on him. And then
are you on your computer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I want you to screen share that with me.
Okay, yeah, let me show you. It's pretty cool. Can you see it?
It's going to come up.
I see the screen.
Yeah.
I can see your screen now.
Okay, good. So let me see if I can find him real quick. All right. Just trying to remember where he's at. This one. See right here, it says Godwin?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
So if I can click on Jeanette, as you can see,
yeah,
this is Jeanette's downline, right?
Yeah.
When I click on Godwin, nothing.
Wow.
And then let me show you this. I'll click on Sky, which is above Godwin.
Yeah.
Here's Godwin, and I can see people underneath him right here.
Oh.
So there is people underneath him, and I can click on Brandon, and I can see people underneath Brandon, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But only 2 people on the downline is Godwin and Felix. I click on Felix, and nothing either. So those 2 people, I can't get their downline.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm gonna send Ash and them this video. What you want to? Okay, so Ash, if you get this video, Ash, when you get this video, I'm gonna submit it to Fred. Hopefully this is being recorded. So Ash, hopefully you can see this. That is a problem. We call those ghost positions. We're gonna label that as ghost position. So if you guys can find a way to resolve that ghost position, is there anything you can think of, Mike, that was done differently to cause that to show up?
Not that I'm aware of. I just don't. I don't know. He used my link, as you can see. Team Extreme is his sponsor. Felix is also my direct. So I don't know. He used my link just like everyone else, and so I don't know why we can't see his downline. But everyone else, now I got quite a few people in here. I've checked everyone, and everyone I can see. I can see their downline to every one of these.
Okay. All right. Awesome. That's good feedback. Okay, so they did tell us, they did give us feedback when they made the announcement yesterday that the only thing that this thing was supposed to do was to help you see yourself in the downline. So we did have a discussion with Fred that it was some things that he wanted to take care of, but we went live anyway. So with the understanding that the only thing that we will be allowed to do is our placement. So we want Ash and your team, your programmers team, to if that's going to be the phase in different modules, the module fade in, the different steps of phases coming in, is that you guys are going to allow us to position ourselves. These are some of the things that we're seeing that's causing a headache. Anything else, Mike, other than the duplicates and the ghost positions?
No, it's actually working quite well. It is filling in left to right, so I like that. One of the things I do want to show you is kind of funny. This guy here, Sky, and I was talking to Leon about that.
Yeah.
I was placing my 3 people, so I was placing my daughter here. I was going to place Christina here, and then Bart Jansen right here, my top 3. And then as I'm calling them,
right,
I put myself in first, and then I called Christina, and she was putting herself in, and then this guy Sky popped in there.
Wow.
And I called him up. It gave me his phone number. I called him up and said, "Hey, I don't know you. How did you pop in there? How did you know my link?" And he said he Googled it. And I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but he said he Googled crowdfunding because I have a capture page out there, and he said he liked the name Team Extreme. He was listening to some calls, so he must have known what link to use, and he put Team Extreme behind it. and he actually got into my front row, which he got very lucky. He's going to be in good shape.
Wow.
He's in my front row, and he's got, if you look, man, he's got all these people, and then these people have people. So he's in really good shape.
Wow. Wow.
But the only thing I would like to really have right now, I mean, as quick as we can, see right here on the referrals, the personal referrals.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of important for me because I got 40. I'm going to have over 100 personal referrals, and I can't contact them without this. I mean, I need their information. And I'm going to have a lot of leaders in here too that's going to need that personal referrals, so I can get their information instead of bringing this up. I mean, I can get it here, but that would really help to have it all in a spreadsheet so I can export it out.
Okay. All right. So you need personal referral information so that you can see who you directly sponsor. That's what you're saying? Yeah. Okay. And you can contact them with their contact information through there.
Yes. So if I click on personal referrals, because I do email to all my personals. So I'll do an email every other day, and I like to click on personal referrals and export them out, whether I can copy and paste them or whatever. That way I can get their email, their name and their email out all at one shot.
That's awesome. And when you're talking about that, I've seen other programs where you could send a message from the inside to all of your personal referrals. So I don't know the possibility of that, but I've seen it done. So, where you can message, you can either message them in the inside. I've seen it. Okay? Or you can send them an email from the inside. So I don't know if that's possible right now, Ash, but if that's something you can do, it would really, really, really help. Now, Mike, what about the country? When they logged in, they was filling in the information where you would go in and put in your country. How did that work for you? Because I have people in foreign countries where that did not change for them.
I really don't know. I don't remember. I only put myself in twice, so I don't know. I know I put USA for me, but that's it was now when I first my Team Extreme position, it had USA in there already for some reason. And then when I did my second position, I had to type in USA. So I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Okay, well, for me, even people in Africa that was signing in, it didn't show up as being Africa. I thought it was keying off of the IP address.
Okay.
I thought it would key up the IP address because it didn't have a drop-down box. It didn't have a drop-down box where you can actually key in the country that you was from. So I thought it was keying off an IP address and it would populate by itself. Okay. It has a drop-down box. Let me see. If you will stop screen share there for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, let me try this right here. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's go to. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you notice right here, and Ash, if you're hearing me, if you notice right here, when you
can't see your screen.
Okay, great. Thank you. Stop screen share. Okay, screen share. Thank you, team. I love you guys. What about now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so everything over here looks pretty good, but when you get to the point where you put in the like right here for the mobile number, it gives you the country code. There's a drop down menu. Y'all see that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the country code thing works fine. I think there must be a problem that it don't work for the actual country itself. Now there was a flag here when we first started, okay, on the country, but that flag disappeared. It was also a button with an arrow on it. So that's not there. So a programmer has made a change, okay?
Yeah.
Now let's assume that I was in Africa. So country would be Africa. Okay, and then but they don't have a state. Okay, so I mean state. You know, so there's a city. See Kenya. I say Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so now what happens about state?
I think you're fine because it doesn't have one of those
have an
red asterisk on it. Yeah.
Huh?
I think you're fine because it doesn't have a mandatory asterisk on it. It's
Okay.
not. It's not a mandatory field.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Okay, and another problem I saw was this right here. I put on when I logged in, I put first name, middle name, and last name, and I didn't pay attention. Well, whenever I put in some data for other people to come to the next person to put them in, I put their first name, last name, middle name, fill out anything. When I hit the submit sign up button, the middle name from my from Earl signed up. My middle name is Earl. So it popped up and populated on somebody else's record. So Marshall's name is Marshall Earl Muhammad now. Okay. So I don't know how that yeah. So I don't know how that populated, but if you guys can check on that because it populated from a previous record. When I hit the sign up button, it just appeared out of nowhere. It did it on two different entries. It showed up. All right. Anything else y'all can think of?
I think as soon as possible they need to have the password reset thing fixed because people are going to make mistakes whether they write down what they put in or not. So easy to make a mistake and you don't realize it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good right there. I was gonna mention that. Thank you, Cheryl. The pass, and let me tell you, Fred did recognize that before going live. He did, and he made a note of that because he had a problem with his password. Okay, so yeah, so he was gonna get with the programmers on that most definitely. But thank you for bringing that back up, Cheryl. Most definitely. All right, and then. I know that I don't know. I know that we're during the early phase of this development, and they're trying to get people excited about being able to move forward. So we're in the inside of the guts of this program as it's being developed. So first of all, I actually want to thank you for allowing us to be able to.
I got two more things before you leave. Sorry. Okay. And if you can write it down on your word.
Okay, hold on. Let me get that. All right, go ahead.
And I apologize. I interrupted you. The forgot password needs to be fixed right away because people tend to forget their password 2 seconds after they put it in. So that happens a lot. What was the last thing?
The Bitcoin address thing.
No, it's something else, something important. If I remember, I'll come back to you.
All right, do that. I'm gonna give you some time to do that. Okay. Bitcoin address should be empty. And I know Ash that you guys said, Fred and them said, don't worry about any of this stuff. But the point that we're making is that some people, when they saw that Bitcoin address back there already, it bothered them. Now, me from a programmer standpoint, don't bother me at all. We even got test data. See, this is a lot of times when you buy these programs, you buy the shell, it comes already populated with text and data in certain spots, and it's a programmer's job to go back in and put the right information there. Okay, but when you're opening up to the world and they don't have that experience to see it, this is a type of feedback that you get. So we're gonna try to be as constructive as we possibly can going through this test phase to help you guys reach your mark. Let's see. Okay, I got Bitcoin address should be empty when signing in. When setting up profile. Profile. Okay. Profile. Okay. Oh, profile. PRO. And I remember one more thing. The ability to update your profile should be there. If we could to update profile information. All right, the ability to update profile information. So let me ask a question to everybody who's on the panel right now. So based on what y'all experienced, I think it's great. If I was running a IT department in a Fortune 500 company, and we test drove this thing to see how to get people into the genealogy of the program, and we was doing that module right there. So far, what I see is duplicates need to be removed. Okay, I put that twice. Update profile right away. I got that twice. Need to see username. Okay, need to see. Talk about that again, Mike. About username.
Yeah, it's only giving us the email and their name. We need to see their username also. And the reason why is because what if we want to share their link?
Right.
You know, we can't share their link if we don't know their username, because their username is the end of their link.
Right.
Okay, should be username and email.
Yeah, it should be username and email. Yeah.
Right.
Is that when you hover over them? Is that when you hover over their
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Need to see username and email when we hover over them with the mouse.
Right. That's a good point too. I was thinking about that. Very good.
Okay, good. All right. Need to clean out raw data. Do not need click here to be placed in matrix button. Okay. Once a person is entered in the system, a message should appear saying, "Welcome, you have been placed in the matrix. Click here to log in." Okay. All right. So so now make sure you know when we're talking user friendly, guys, trust me, it makes a difference. Mike, so are you saying that should appear right where the submit button is located?
Say that one more time.
Okay, so we're talking about when we said once a person is entering the system, a message should appear saying, "Welcome, you have been placed in the matrix."
After they put their information in and they hit the submit, then a pop-up should pop up, or another page or something that says, "Congratulations, you have been placed in the matrix."
Okay.
That way they know for sure that they're in. Right now, the way it's working, that what they did, a lot of them messaged me and said, "Hey, can you see me in the matrix?" And I have to go in and I have to look at, and I said, "Yeah, I see you." So it's just a verification that they have been placed in the matrix and they know that they're in.
Okay.
Well, the way it is right now, you don't want to just send your link out to somebody and have them sign up. You've got to walk people through, and that's going to be real time consuming trying to get a hold of people and do it. So
yeah, because I did that last night, Cheryl, and I stayed up all night.
You did.
I stayed up to 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get a hold of James yet, and I'm not going to send him my link until I can talk to him personally. So.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you something.
I remember, Earl.
Okay.
One last thing. Okay. So we got emails. I got one email with one of my. When I signed up, I got one email congratulating me that I signed up. When I signed up for my daughter, I didn't get that email. So if the emails are sporadic, they're coming. Some are coming, some are not. The other thing, I did get one email out of all 50-something personals. I only got one email that says, "Hey, Toby has signed up with your link." The rest of them, I didn't get any emails from them. So,
Okay, so I'm gonna say email follow-up sequence is not consistent.
yeah, it's not working. And I checked spam. I checked junk, promotions folder, everything, and I only got 2 emails out of all 50-something people.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna address that by saying email follow-up sequence is not consistent.
Yeah.
You think that explains what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Good.
That's the last thing I got. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's perfect, guys. I'm telling you, this is how you do it right here. This is how you do it right here. This is how you get it done. Like now, my suggestion would have been, I'm just gonna tell you what my suggestion would have been from a programmer standpoint. I would have asked 50 people that's already have committed to doing this program to be a part of a test pilot program to be able to do what we did yesterday. Okay. All right. Where we could have test drove this with anywhere from 50 to 100 people, and they could see, use the feedback to be able to see what need to be done as opposed to opening it up to the masses. That's what I would have did from a programmer standpoint. Does that make sense to you guys?
I absolutely agree. Matter of fact,
Yes, for sure.
a friend of mine is starting his own business like this, and he actually invited 5 leaders, and I'm one of the leaders, and then he's going to invite, out of those 5, you can only get 3 people out of for each leader. So what is that? 15 extra people, and so there's going to be 15. There's going to be 20 people test driving it, and we're all going to be on one Zoom meeting or whatever.
Right.
We're going to do it together. We're going to say, okay, you're next, you're next, you're next. And then at the end of all that, we're going to say, okay, what did you experience? What would you change? What would you do differently? So that's coming around the corner. It's a couple weeks away in another program. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Wow.
That's what should happen. Now, if you ask, should we start over with this? No, absolutely not. It's going to piss so many people off. We just can't start over. But
Right.
but maybe it's just lesson learned, I guess. That we if something were to happen and we start global, then maybe we do it that way with global in November. So
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I think I got most of the information, all the feedback. If there's anybody else know anything, please let me know before I start the recording. Because I'm gonna send him this recording. Let me take this. Sure, you can't hear it all out of here.
Yeah, I can hear now because I changed computers.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So one last thing, Michael. You talked earlier about putting people in the matrix before they pay. Go ahead and tell us your opinion on that and what type of impact you see from your experience, and what you think should be considered concerning that.
Oh, well, I had my 2-hour spiel with all the directors and Ash earlier, and I don't know if Blaine heard it or not, but it's going to be very, very difficult. And I don't know if I just don't want to sound negative, but
yeah.
Because we're putting free members into the company now, into the matrix, if 50%, let's just give it a round number, 50% don't pay, or even 40%, 30%, whatever the case is, they're going to do a compression, okay? That compression should be all in one day. Hey, you need to pay by this date or whatever, or we're going to compress you out. The problem is they need to figure out how everyone's going to compress up. Is it going to go, is the very next person that signed up after that next person, are they going to shift over to the left? And if you're on the second row and you're the first person in the second row, are they going to shift to the next level up all the way to the right? They need to figure all that out and make sure that that's going to happen correctly.
Okay, so in response to that, let me make sure I understand the question. Okay, so you got 50 people out of 100.
Yep.
That only 20 do not pay. So we know they're going to be compressed from the matrix, right? Boom. They got to go. Okay, so based on that, the question is, how is that going to impact the downline? It's going to be gaps in it, or is it going to be self-correcting where this thing is basically keyed off of 3 on the first level, 9 on the second level, 27 on the next level? Is it going to recorrect itself by filling in those gaps so it's no holes all the way down to the point out the correction? Is that basically what you asked?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you think about it, if you're the top person, you're Ash, you're at the very top, and you have 10,000 people in the matrix, okay?
Yeah.
And 5,000 don't pay. And believe it or not, it's a pretty big number. It's going to be a bigger number than you think. You would think that 80-90% would pay. It's not the case. It's usually around 60%, especially when you say you can get in for free. So they need to figure out that you're right. So you got 10,000 people in, I'm Ash, and 5,000 don't pay. That there's going to be so many holes in that matrix. Nobody's going to get paid right. It's going to be very inconsistent in filling those holes. So they have to figure out a way to compress it, get the people out that didn't pay, and move everybody up so there's no holes at all before the pay starts on October 1st, and make sure that they give last I heard, they were going to give a number. They were going to give a projected amount of donations that each person can receive. And they really should continue that. They should say, once after they compress everyone out, I'm a firm believer in not having free members at all, but that's too late. We've already started. So after compression, they compress everybody up. There's no holes in the matrix, and then it gives you a number saying you have X, $5,000 in donations waiting for you after you get your 3 people. And then below that, it should say you've gotten 1 person out of 3. You only need 2 more people to be able to withdraw this money. We need that to happen. And when I spoke to Ash, he said he was going to put that in there because what it's going to do is going to motivate these people to get their 2 people. They're going to see $1,000 in their back office, and they're going to go, man, I only need 2 more people to withdraw that. So that needs to happen. Absolutely, 100%. That's what's going to create momentum in this company is showing the spillover. I think about that guy, Sky, that came into my business.
Yeah.
On my front line. He's going to have thousands and thousands of dollars waiting for him. If he doesn't put in 3 people, he can't withdraw that money. It's staring right at him, but I guarantee you when he sees that in the back office,
he's going to find some people.
That day. He's going to get 3 people that day. And think about the momentum that's going to create. So I really believe that needs to happen.
Wow. Awesome. Okay, Ash, I'm going to sum that up. I'm going to summarize that. Just like we said, when you compress people from the matrix because they don't pay, and if it's a true compressed forced matrix from left to right, we want to make sure that it becomes self-correcting at that point and that the levels flow 3, 9, 27, 81. And as people are moved from the matrix, it compresses and slide the gaps and fill the gaps so that the total number of donations will actually show up, and then people can start logging back in and filling up their downline from that point on. Did that basically sum it up, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Awesome.
And
the message too. Make sure you don't leave that out. That they need 3 more people to be able to withdraw. They need 1 more person to be able to withdraw. That needs to be in the back office too, somewhere.
Awesome. I would love to see that. I would love this. When you're talking user friendly and excitement and creating excitement, I know anything can be done through data and programming. So, Ash, if you can help deliver that, we would greatly appreciate that. And we want to thank you for giving us opportunity to test drive this thing. Don't know what the programmers' backgrounds are like at all, and what their capabilities are, but we took it for a test drive. So I'm gonna submit this to Fred. It's kind of strange, you know. I know you guys told us not to go, but certain places. But when you're clicking on buttons, you give a person. It's like giving a person a car and saying, "Open the door, and don't turn on air conditioning and heat." Okay, but you can drive it. I hope you guys take that at heart. It's 100 different buttons back there. Okay. And we appreciate the opportunity to test drive it, but think about that, what that does to the community. We love you for giving us opportunity to do this, and we want the best success we can get out of it as possible. Okay. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna start the recording. All right. Let's see. Start here. Start recording.